Hey, I'm going to show you how I take care of my garden because I do it a little bit different than a lot of people I see. First off, I wear something like this and some long sleeve to keep mosquitoes and sun off me because I'm out here for a while and it starts to get kind of annoying. And I call this the I don't really care what it looks like. I just want to grow some food method. And I just plant stuff or let it grow wherever there's room. I kind of maximize by sunlight, not by people think that, well, if I let this grow here, then my purslane isn't going to do as well because this thing is using that thing's food and depleting the minerals. Well, as long as I have the moisture retained, which these plants are going to do, on top of the wood chips and mulch I'm putting down, that's really all they need. The main problems that plants have are not getting enough access to water. And you can see this is, this lettuce is right up on top of itself and it's all growing fine and it's nice and healthy. It's not, not getting attacked by stuff. Some of these things I used to work from home and I had to go back to 40 hours plus commute, so I haven't been on top of stuff as well. This was lettuce that I put in right at the break of spring, and it started going to seed, oddly enough. I had a weird spring, so I put another batch in, and that one's doing okay. I just restarted some mustard seeds down here for the fall. It's pretty much August now, so I'm going to start fall stuff. Might have to do it in a couple batches. This is my okra, and it's doing pretty well. It's already produced a decent amount, a lot sooner than I thought, and I just have chard mixed up in there. I pretty much just come out and throw down seeds, and whatever takes there, then I start adding that. This is more okra. Put some peas in recently. This is another one that went to crap. I actually had some 2-year-old BT. BT is a natural bacteria that is in the soil, and if we grow it and reproduce just that bacteria, when we put it on the plant, when the butterfly lands its eggs on here and the worm tries to come out and eat, it just dies because that bacteria disrupts their digestive system, so they can't continue. And this was, I experimented. I wanted to see what happened if I let cauliflower go, and it pretty much gets burned away and eaten, and then it just keeps growing though. I'm going to try to just keep popping off the new shoots and eat those. Did it over there too. Some more chard up in here. I started a couple squash. A lot of them, I figured out recently that if you've ever seen sometimes you'll find them in the flower. These are bees in there now. The yellow, they look like a ladybug, but they're yellow. It's a cucumber beetle. They munch on the plant and transfer diseases and make the squash plants and cucumber plants and all that get really weak. Found out recently they're actually called corn cutworm larvae. They grow in the ground on the corn roots, and then they come out and fly over and eat the squash. Well, I'm surrounded by cornfields, so I can't really grow any of that stuff without being attacked. And so what I do is I just put down a bunch of squash seeds, and every once in a while one will actually make it and not get destroyed by those things. I've got some carrots up in here. I just threw down a bunch of those. Some of them took. There's a cabbage that actually made it. That's a bunch of lemon basil in this corn that fell over. I experimented with corn. I wanted to see how thick I could grow it together. It looks like I have something that is capable of climbing my corn and eating it, which I'm finding kind of odd. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get too much corn out of there, but I'm still gonna get some. And then I grew it normally over here, and I got a bunch of good stuff. This is these dang harlequin bugs, and they come along and suck the juices out of the plant. Egg sac. They suck the juices out of the plant, and then the plant gets weak and dies. And if they get enough of them on there, it'll just do it in a couple days. Now this basil is, I don't know if you can tell from the video, but we're like kind of under shade from the corn and some of the stuff over here. The basil that we saw on the way in is already gone to seed. This stuff here is not yet, because it's not sitting out in the full sun. So it's still growing well. It's in a spot I can't do much with anyway, but it's not instantly going to seed from just being too hot. I got some more kale up in there. I'm trying to figure out how to move forward. So I kind of use this method as a good way to, like, I don't know if I'd call it exercise, but stretch and whatnot, because it's pretty tough to get through some spots if you end up having plants take off there more than expected. Here's a bunch of carrots up in here. See, and these are just this is a weed, those little purple flowers that pop at the beginning of spring. I just leave stuff until it's a problem. With wood chips, it's really easy to just pull stuff out, and then I just throw it down, and now there's food for bugs. I left these weeds on purpose because I had I tried putting a cover up to keep the bugs off these things, but I went too large, and then the butterflies get in there anyway. And these were free posts to hold the netting up. And I'm going to keep some of their seed pods, these little things. Where is it? And I'm gonna grow them a little more organized next year for my poles to keep the net up. There's a watermelon that's coming in really late. That's another one that the cucumber beetles destroy. This is some of the first shard that I had take off that did pretty well. And I've got lemon squash over here. These things, the cucumber beetles love these, so it's tough to get them to go without getting destroyed. I don't know if it's already gone. Yeah, you can see one of these is just in bad shape. It's getting all eaten up. Where is it? I thought I had one growing. Yeah, there's a lemon squash. They're tasty. They got a hint of lemon, and they're soft. There's a zinnia, I think, flower, and there's a okra flower. Some weird dirt and mold or something I got on there. I got tomatoes just up in there in the corn. Corn was holding up some tomatoes. And got some more kale over here. And this is a bunch of coffee grounds that I just dump on the greens, the weeds, so it mixes up the brown and the green. Here's some tomatoes. There's my grandpa's tomato. That's finally taken off. These plants haven't been doing well lately. I got hit with like flooding rain the beginning of this season, so everything got pushed back. This is grass clippings and coffee grinds, and it's pretty much turning into cow poop. It's the same thing for the most part that a cow does when it eats the grass and breaks it down. I'm gonna head over to, this is just some squash seeds I threw down and they took off, so I started adding coffee grounds and stuff to give it some more nutrients. And my battery's low, so I'm trying to make this quick. I got some big ones going in there. I don't know if you can see them. So, and then this I lost control of. This is just, I'm gonna have to mow it down. There's some food in there I'm gonna try to get out first. There's another one. And then this is a tree that came down, so I just, instead of cleaning it up, I just let the tree lay there, and I'm dumping stuff on there. I'm gonna turn it into a bio mound and grow stuff on it. So as you can see, I don't really care what it looks like, and I'm doing all this by just dumping biological material on the ground and letting the bugs come up and eat it and do the natural thing and make the plants work the right way, hold all the moisture in. I don't water this either. I have in there's a 40-gallon water barrel, and it just stays full. That's my compost generator. That's about the only thing I use the water for. I'm gonna try to make a video about that. But this is what nature intended. If you don't see people dragging fertilizers into the forest, and they're making big trees and stuff. So it's so easy it seems impossible. Check it out.